I think Rohan said this earlier, actually, so it's good to kind of say that we're aligned in our thinking, because for me, it all starts with having good results. You know, if you don't have good results, it's hard to make a good entry. So you do need to tell a strong story across all elements of your campaign, obviously. But I think a lot of the time in media agencies, we're often running off to the next campaign, and we don't really spend enough time actually recognizing and celebrating, you know, the strong results that we got. And for me, you can't overemphasize. It takes a long time to get these results in, and I think that the one thing that we always say is that, you know, we need to start collecting these results quickly. You know, sometimes you need to speak to third-party agencies, research agencies, and things like that, right, to try and kind of get some evidence, you know, that your campaign has been successful. So I think I generally kind of start backwards almost, you know, and see, have I got a campaign that, you know, has got good results, and kind of like and work back from there. Longer than you imagine it's going to take is definitely the answer there. You know, we start thinking about it, I say, you know, a month to 6 weeks in advance, maybe even 8 weeks in advance. You know, as soon as we kind of see, it's one of those things, you know, we see, you know, you guys, you're putting out your call for entries, and it all goes on the to-do list, you know, as something to do. I'm sure, yeah, lots of people on the call, it's on their to-do list. And you know, you need to set some good time aside, you know, to go through the process. You know, everyone has an opinion on these things, you know, so we usually start kind of gathering, someone, you know, takes charge, you know, and is the lead writer on it, but we always get it sense checked as well by various different members of the team too, so maybe 1 or 2 people. I think you've got to be a little bit careful, because everyone does have an opinion on these things, in terms of, you know, sharing it. But you know, we do get it sense checked, you know, by 1 or 2 members of the team, and everybody always picks out something different, you know, that the other person didn't. But yeah, I think that in this case as well, this was a collaboration between the regional team and the local team as well. So we sought counsel from the local team, you know, to ensure we hadn't missed out any details of the campaign, and also the, you know, client was really active and involved in this process as well. And of course, you want to make sure that, you know, with your client, you're accurately representing, you know, like what the brand and all the sales data, etc., is, you know, up to date and accurate. So all of that takes, you know, a few weeks. So it's almost like you look at your deadline and you work back and plot out, you know, where you want to be at each stage, and to give yourself a bit of wiggle room at the end would be my advice. You know, don't leave it till the last minute either, because the things, especially getting results, you know, it does take time. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of awards, and I think they're good for a few reasons. I think firstly, it makes the team feel great. I think I say this especially, I think that in general, but especially with last year being so tough, I think it's really great to be able to give people some recognition for all the hard work, you know, that's gone into the campaigns. So I think they make the team feel great at any time, but especially in the last year, I would say that it's even more important to do things like this now. I think they make the client feel fantastic. You know, as Rohan said before, you know, marketers, you know, want to deliver results, you know, and they're often doing it day in, day out, but there's actually no recognition for it a lot of the time. And I think there's no doubt that winning an award, then it gives you an added boost. You know, it shows that your work is meaningful, and I think in turn that also inspires not only yourself to do better work, but also better work, you know, in your organization and the rest of the industry. And I think the third reason that I would do it is that it's actually great for the entire agency as well. You know, awards are great for visibility for the agency. You know, so even the broader team beyond that team that worked on the campaign feels good. You know, they feel good that they're part, they work at a winning agency, they're part of something, proud to be, you know, at an agency that's doing great work. And then for you, from an agency point of view, that's obviously great in terms of retaining talent, and attracting talent, strong talent to the agency. So I think everybody wants to be a winner. So I'm a big fan and encourage our team to get stuck in and give it a go on these things. Allow yourself to get into the zone when you're writing, I think would be a top tip for me. I think a lot of the time people try and write these things in between all the other tasks in their day. And for me personally, I found that doesn't work. And everybody knows themselves best, as a writer, and knows what works for them. But my emails need to be off. Sometimes it's good if I'm in a different location. I don't always write, like brilliantly, in terms of on the laptop. Sometimes it comes sometimes a bit old school. I like to kind of write. So I think you need to kind of like know yourself, and know kind of like how you write best, and just sit in bed one morning, do it, or go to your favorite coffee shop or whatever it is, but just kind of get started at it. I think that you're surprised that once all those distractions kind of go away, and you kind of focus, like how you start to kind of connect everything, and you start to build stories together. So I would just, if you think you've got like the little kernels of a decent campaign, you've got your decent results, and obviously, as the judges have already said, everything does need to fit together in terms of the story, etc. But if you've got the kind of the beginnings of something, I just kind of get started and give it a crack.